The first thing we'll do in the video is the nut and the washer that is here. So we already have the washer in place. For this nut or bolts and nuts, hexagonal bolts and nuts are drawn the same exact way. So we have our hexagon, we have already projected up the points here. For the end view, you're doing this the same time. Project the lines across. So these are the corners, we have the middle one already, and we project the bottom one already. Everybody's clear with that? So we come back here, we come up, we just bring it a little ways up. And the reason for this is your bolts in the two separate views will look different. Can you all see the difference already? How many spaces do we have coming across here? Spaces, 2 spaces, right? And up here we have 3 spaces. You realize that difference? So what that means is we're going to see 3 bumps for this one, and we're going to see 2 bumps for this one. Clear? Alright, so we already have determined the height of the bolt. So the height of this bolt here, I think is 7. Alright, so with that height, trim this, and we just trim that, and I'm going to project across to the end. Now, the bigger you put this, the stranger it looks. So I'm going to put this at maybe 2. And 2 still looks a little thick to me. So I'm actually going to put it at 1. Now you are free to do it at 2, it's not a problem. Alright, so I have 1, I project that line across. You understand that, Javier? Alright, so now that we have projected it across, we're going to clean up each of the views. What's the reason that I'm doing this with all of you here in front of me? So that you understand it. Okay? So the only reason you're in front of me, guys, is so that you understand it. I'm going to delete this line in the back, that can cause it to be confusing. Alright, so we understand everything so far? So I can trim the washer, cleaning this up, so that we could only see our bolt. Alright, before we do our 3-point circle, we need to make 2 new lines. This is going to be a double line. So we make 1 here, and we make 1 here. The reason for this is, when we do our 3-point circle, our curve, it's going to need to find a center. So left, right, center is there, 3-point again, left, right, and we already have the center in place. 3-point one more time, and we have left, right. So our bolt here is finished. You understand that? So once we trim, the top of this bolt here, as we said, is done. You sure you understand it? You just highlight these things here, change these to outline, right? And that's mainly it. Going over here, what do I have to do with the top of this? We can, alright, so let's try the 3-point. So we did our 3-point, what's the problem? You're finding the center. So we need to do a double line. You understand the purpose of a double line?
Yes, yes.
Now if you leave that double line, if you leave it, you're going to lose a mark, because you're not supposed to have double lines. So you need to go back and delete it. Alright, so this is the front of our nut, and we also have the end view of our nut. So I'm just deleting the double line again. Everybody clear? Now I have removed the full line there. Alright, so, and then we just need to trim. What's the mistake I have?
No washer.
No washer, thank you. So, and you can make these mistakes easily here. So we projected the washer, and all I needed to do here now is project the washer across and project it up so that I will have this finish. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so we're on to the next part of the drawing, which is a major part of CXC. This is going to be worth about 15 marks. Okay. With your drawing, you have to show a sectional view. I ask you to do. I give you two options, so you could decide which section you want to do. So with a sectional view, you're going to cut the figure and show the internal components. We clear? Now we can do a very, very simple section, which is we cut it straight down through the middle. Okay? What is this line passing through? The center, but what is this cutting? Pardon me? It cut in the middle, but what's in the middle? What is it cutting? The bolt, the big bolt, the washer. It cut in the pulley. It cutting anything else? What's this like cutting? You see here cutting the web, right? You can see line? You are imagining us taking a blade, taking a saw, and cutting along this line. You understand that? So we are cutting along this line. So that's the first thing. The second thing now, or rather the second option, is we will take the same line, morning damage, and instead of cutting straight through here, we're going to do what is called an offset section. So this section, the first one, is a straight section. For an offset section, we're going to change the direction of the line. So it's like you got cake and you don't want to give everybody your cake, so you only cut a little piece. So we cut in the middle. I'm going to trim off the center line here. And I'll trim this piece here. And what I'm going to do with it, I'll change the direction of the cutting plane. So when it hits here, I bring that line down. And I bring this piece across to it. You understand the direction of the cutting plane?
No.
Okay. Can you see the green line though? The line comes here. Does it go straight across here? You realize the line comes up here now? You see it coming this way? And we do the same thing for this right side. Whereas when it hits this piece, we bring it down, we bring this across. Now the purpose of the video is so that we explain it. Alright, so I'm deleting all the other green lines so that there's no confusion. Can you see the green line? What do y'all think of this green line? So what is it cutting? This bolt, the pulley. Is it cutting the web? Is it passing over the web? You see a difference between the two? So with one, we're going to cut through the web. With the other, we're only going to cut through the bolt. So I'm going to start with this. Do you understand that we're cutting the bolt here fully? Alright, so let me go up here. Will this line still be hidden? No. So because of this cutting through the bolt, we're going to see the internal components of it. Now there are a few rules here that we have to follow. You do not cut bolts, okay? Or you do not cut fasteners. In sectional views, you do not show any hidden detail. So several things that you have are going to be changed based on us now cutting this figure. Alright, so that is that. We still see this thing sticking out, right? We still see the nut, we see our washer, we see our bolt here in the middle, we will see our washer here, we will not see any hidden detail. You understand this so far? Alright, so this is, and this section for that piece is finished. You understand that? Alright, question. Is this part getting cut? Based on the green line that we had. Where's our green line? I put it in the other view.
I think you deleted it.
Oh, alright, let me change it. So center, good. So is here being cut? Yeah, it being cut. So the section that we're going to see in here is going to be section. This left side here. Follow so far?
Yes.
Alright, so does it come across here or does it cut this piece? It cutting straight across here. You see it, Javier? It's cutting straight down here to the center. So when I section this piece, what will I see now? What will change in this view? The hidden lines are going to become solid, and our pulley, we're not going to be able to see this outline for the pulley anymore because we'll be seeing now the inside of the object. Alright, so there's the pulley. All of these little dimensions should not be on this drawing. Alright, so the next change is all in here is going to be smooth now, because with this section our bracket is going to be cut fully. So we just section here, section here, section here. That is the bracket. We change the size. You don't want it to be too small. And I do have this on the wrong layer. So right now I change this size to 17. So I'm going to change over here to, well, I have it now at 22. Let's close it and change this one to 22. Alright. You understand what I have so far? Did I section all the parts? I only section the bracket. Okay? What's the problem here with this? A hidden. You don't see hidden detail in this view. So even though this is behind, you delete it. So that is one of the most important rules that you have. You're not going to see the hidden detail. Alright, so take your time and we will trim this. We change this one here to solid. And just going to do in here now. So our pulley has been cut, right? The way this is. So the pulley is going to be sectioned. Let me turn on the section lines. And when we come here, we're going to do it by layer. So we section up here. Did I section the two of these the same? Does the size look the same to you?
Yeah.
No. When we section the two of these and they're the same, it tells us that these two parts are the same thing. Is the pulley the same as the bracket? So we need to make one different. So we can make the pulley a little bigger. You understand that? What's this piece in here? No, this piece. No, that's a bush. We had the bracket over here. So we have here the bush that has the bush been cut.
Yes.
So we can section again. And for this one, I'm going to change the angle. Let's change it to 90. And that just changes it to a different direction, or the opposite direction. Now when you're sectioning, it has to be done at 45 degrees. And for the most part, this is it for the section that I have. Where you realize this line changed back. What is going on with this line? Yes? So AutoCAD is alive. AutoCAD is changing the word. Whoever is that is hacking my computer, please stop. Alright. Y'all understand this section though? What is it passing through?
The
Middle of the pulley. And the so for this section, we're showing the bolts, right? And we're showing the middle. Now we still have a question if we can section if the washers or not. You see we still got hidden detail here, right? So if this is left here, y'all gonna lose like 8 marks. So you gotta change that. Alright, the next one now. We're gonna section this one straight through. Now if we cut it straight through, are we gonna see the bolt cut? Okay, so let me trim this. Now, whenever we're sectioning, remember we're removing the underside, right? So I'm only going to remove it here for the example that I'm making. Remember though, you are not actually removing the joint, okay?
Yes.
I am only removing it for the example that I'm making here. All right, so you understand what is being cut here? So we only looking at this now. Is this bolt that's at the back here, is this in front of the web or is it behind? So when I come, will I see this?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Let me go back here. This is a new cut, right? Is there a bolt here?
No, sir.
No. So we can see this?
No, sir.
All right, so we highlight this. It gonna move from what we place. So we trim that, so we're not gonna see you. So bye. Okay? We're also not gonna see you either. Y'all understand this?
Yes, sir.
You sure? Is there a hole here that is being cut? No, there's no hole. So all of this here gonna move, and
Sir, you can post
post
in class.
in classroom.
Chat.
It can be posted to YouTube. So I'll just delete this piece. And over here now is the same thing. So if you do not understand why this is being removed, please let me know.
Sir, you can't see it.
You can't see it from that view. Alright? Alright, so that's outline. Where you still see the bottom.
No, sir.
Where you still see the underneath. Yeah? Because this is the one at the back. We can still see these. Because these are the ones further behind here. You understand? So this is how it is now. And we are gonna hatch it. Alright, so question, do you section webs? Do you section webs? No. Okay? Alright, so with that being said, I can make this a little smaller so that nobody can be confused. What's the reason that this hatching is different to the one here? You're clear? What's the reason I can't see the bolt? The web is in front of it. Like the phone is in front of my face. You understand? Alright, so we're sectioning this web, right?
No, sir.
You don't section webs, okay? So you leave this the same exact way. You understand that? No, it is, as I said, it's not fully finished, but this is basically it. Decide which section you're gonna do. Pardon me? I know, because I'm not, so persons who are watching this video, if you're from CXC, I'm not telling my students the answer. I have left mistakes here so that they can see the mistakes and correct them. So they're not being given the answer. And at this point, I will end the video.